Let us pray. We call you by many names, but what matters most on this day is that you know our names, that each one of us was made in your divine image and in your holy likeness. You know the names of the 200,000 human beings who have died in this country as a result of the multiple pandemics that plague us. You know the names of the 1 million human beings who have died as a result of multiple pandemics that plague us globally. COVID-19 is powerful and destructive, but we are powerful, and we pledge to remember the fallen.
Today, we come together because we're all in pain, because we have lost so much: friends, family, jobs, and our livelihoods, our sense of security, and our way of life. It's been over 8 months of this devastating pandemic, and we have not yet had this moment. So, today we come together to grieve our losses because we feel every single one of them. America has lost more than 200,000 people who should be with their families today. We have erected an art installation right here on the ellipse with 20,000 empty chairs to commemorate those unimaginable numbers.
Please welcome Brian Walter.
On the morning of May 10th, Mother's Day, my father lost his 19-day battle with the coronavirus. He left behind a devastated family and friends grieving his loss. My father was the old man with the beard. Armed with a quick wit and infectious smile, he charmed his way into the hearts of everyone he met. He brightened every path he crossed, and he touched thousands of lives throughout his years. But to me, he was Dad, a role model and an inspiration, an amazing grandfather to my kids, and the happy voice who would greet me at the end of every day with, "Hey, how are things on the railroad?" I drove him to the hospital the night that Corona began the war on his body. It was a long drive through the streets of New York City, and we struggled to make small talk, something which was never really an issue to us. He didn't respond much, and at one point he even apologized, saying speaking took too much energy. I wasn't used to this because Dad loved to talk, and I loved talking to him. Over the years, we talked about everything from his love of history to family to my work on the New York City subways. Since the start of the pandemic, I was deemed an essential worker. This meant I was excluded from the rules and the stay-at-home orders. Furthermore, I was a designated shopper for my parents and family. This meant I was going out and getting supplies and food, sanitizing everything that came into the house, me going out while my family stayed inside and safe, or so we thought. We'll never know for sure how my father caught the virus, but I'll be left wondering if something I did brought it into the house and caused his death. Life since early March was nothing short of a nightmare, and at times, such as when I started, as we fielded calls from the hospital and video chats when possible with Dad, I fought off fevers, headaches, and the worst body aches I've ever known. Those weeks of me being sick and my father in the hospital was a horrible blur, and although time has slowed, it hasn't gotten better in some ways. Restrictions are slowly easing, but my own personal fear for my loved ones has not. A new aspect to this virus has arisen, because now I must hear all those who call this a hoax and a conspiracy and a fake illness. Those numbers are inflated. Besides, those who died were going to die anyway, right? Herd immunity sounds great, unless that includes your own father. Today I'm here to remember my dad, John Walter, and the 200,000 victims to a disease that is not a hoax or a conspiracy or a fake illness. I am here for the family I have made through the COVID loss support group that I was blessed enough to find on Facebook. I am here for friends. I am here for grandfathers and fathers and sons and brothers, and sisters and daughters, mothers and grandmothers, for husbands and wives. I am here for all those who cannot be, so that way none of them will be forgotten. I miss you, Dad, and I'll never forget you.